This is a big time in the compact sedan class. All 5 of the cars behind me are new within the last 2 years, and the Jetta, the Focus, and the Elantra are fresh off their auto show debuts this year. And so we've gathered the 5 of them together to shake out who's best in this rejuvenated class.
5th place, Volkswagen Jetta. At its sub $16,000 base price, the Jetta is the vehicular equivalent of a studio apartment with a hot pot and a mini fridge. The base inline-4 puts out just 115 horsepower, and at that price the car doesn't even have a CD player or air conditioning. The 2.5 SEL adds those trimmings, as well as a 170-horse inline-5 and more than $8,000 to the price tag. But no matter the price, the Jetta still feels cheap inside, a hard, hollow, black plastic casket. It was, however, the roomiest, and the only car that could reasonably accommodate 3 adults in the back seat. Once we ascended into the hills, the Jetta proved that German dynamics are hard to engineer out of a car. The steering has a welcome immediacy, and its directness inspires a lot of confidence. The ride is pleasantly damped and sporty, with restrained body motions and minimal roll. Ultimately, though, while the Jetta might be the most accommodating car here, its cheap feel plopped it in last. 4th place, Chevy Cruze LT RS. We were seduced by the Cruze's two-tone interior, its brown and beige scheme a refreshing change of pace from the black in every other car here. And it's a serene place to pass the Miles, the junior Cadillac of the group. Its solid structure and soft suspension kept it isolated on freeway slogs, but unfortunately also kept it isolated when we hit the winding roads. Logbook comments following our mountain loop ranged from soft and floaty to soft and rolly. The brakes also came under fire, and nearly caught on fire, judging from the smoke pouring off of them, after the pedal quickly turned to mush. But the Cruze can handle. It tied for the top spot on the skid pad, and was the lane change champ by a significant margin thanks to its immediate steering. But otherwise, we thought the steering was too light, with very little feel. As comfortably as the Cruze rides, its seats are hard and too flat. They offer very little support, and the back row proved tightest of the bunch. When we first drove a Cruze, we said that it might, if it was in a comparison test right now, very well win. But when we said that, we hadn't driven an Elantra or a Focus yet. 3rd place, Hyundai Elantra Limited. There's no getting around the most alluring or off-putting aspect of Hyundai's new Elantra. Unquestionably the most daring style here, the car looks alien, or maybe even predator. Sadly, thermal vision is not on the list of available features. Oddly, neither are power seats or automatic climate control. On a car with heated rear seats, we find that perplexing. But if they are not automatic, at least the Hyundai's HVAC controls do appear to be straight out of a Bentley. And yes, we realize we just said that about a Hyundai. While the Elantra rides smoothly, it is too soft in spirited driving, and it flexes more than the other cars here. Like the Chevys, the Hyundai's steering is very quick and light, but it never comes alive. The Elantra also established or shared the lower boundary in all other subjective performance ratings: brake feel, handling, and engine noise. Still, for the lowest price here, it packs an impressive list of equipment, the 2nd most accommodating back seat, and the best EPA-predicted fuel economy. Hyundai seems to have engineered the car to objective benchmarks, which it meets, but the feel of the car when it is generating those marks has been utterly ignored. 2nd place, Mazda 3 2.5S Sport. We recorded surprisingly consistent performance data from this group of cars, but getting into the Mazda 3 each rotation was a chance to recalibrate. The steering needs just a tweak off-center to redirect the car, and the front tires beam a clear signal back up through the wheel to the driver's palms. The chassis responds just as quickly, and the brakes react to the slightest touch. The 2nd lightest car here, the 3 walked away with straight-line honors. And even down a cog to the rest of the group, its 5-speed automatic encouraged manual operation like nothing else here. It actuates downshifts immediately, and is quick and smooth even in automatic mode. And it was the only car gathered for this test that had the appropriate manual shift layout, back for upshifts and forward for down. So what is the sportiest car here doing in 2nd place? As good as it is at all of the things we love, it struggles with most everything else. It's short on equipment, standard or otherwise. Its relatively powerful engine is also one of the thirstiest here. And the Ford looks fresher, and has a higher quality feel inside and out. The Mazda nails the fun factor, but the Focus does a better job of balancing that with value and style. 1st place, Ford Focus SEL. 12 years ago, Ford introduced its first Focus. We loved it, but for the next decade, the company let the car languish, decontenting it while the rest of the segment moved on and surpassed it. This car should wipe a lot of those old frustrations right off the board. For starters, it's a looker, stylish and smart with a modern interior to match. And it's packed with gear, including a self-parking system. While we maintain that every driver should know how to parallel park, this system is unbelievably good. Behind the wheel, the Focus held our attention with equal ease. The ride is Euro firm and body motions are very well controlled. The steering is firm and progressive, and the engine note is the most emotional here. We found two big disappointments though. The dual clutch transmission, which is slow and soft and feels like it was programmed to mimic an automatic, and My Ford Touch, Ford's new technology suite. It demands a tremendous amount of attention, and it's just plain slow. However, solving these two problems by sticking with the manual transmission and not opting for My Ford Touch would only make the Focus cheaper, which just enhances its appeal. Ford has again given us a winning Focus. Hopefully this time it will keep it that way. For the rest of the story, check out carandriver.com or the May 2011 issue of Car and Driver.